Hi everyone, I am Stella Sibi. I'm a health and fitness coach and a host of this Inspire show. I always have guests who can inspire you. And today, my guest is Eileen Franco. Hi, Eileen.
Hi, thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity to come here and be on your show.
Thank you for coming. You are a holistic wellness coach uh, uh, for women in midlife or for every women.
I'm a certified holistic wellness coach where I can coach any woman regarding holistic wellness, but I specialize in helping women that are transitioning into midlife, menopause, perimenopause, menopause, and in helping them through that transition so they can feel their amazing selves and thrive during this new chapter of their lives.
Yeah, it's new for everyone, and it's a little discomforting.
Oh my God, yes, I know. For me, it was, I had a health breakdown, so I know.
Ah, Um, can you tell me why did you start this coaching business?
Yeah, absolutely. So I worked in the corporate world for 36 years, and there was always something that I felt that I wanted to do, but I didn't know what to do. And I kept climbing the corporate ladder, thinking that I was going to find that fulfillment inside of me. And in 20 from 2017 in the corporate world that I was working, there was a massive organizational changes that I was under a lot of stress for the following 2 years. And just when I got a promotion in 2019, my body transitioned into perimenopause and it was chaos. Um, I had a lot of symptoms. I was sweating all day. I had a lot of confusion at work. I couldn't understand or comprehend or remember things that I already should know. So this is happening to me in a new role at the height of my career. I go to my doctor and she tells me, there's nothing we can do naturally for you unless she's kind of like, get used to it because this is the way it's going to be moving forward. And
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, well, no, that's not going to happen to me. I'm not, you can't call this a life living with these chaotic symptoms. So I started to follow I started to follow a whole bunch of natural alternative functional medicine doctors and practitioner. My body became a guinea pig in trying the natural strategies. And within 6 weeks, one of the major symptoms was gone. So I kept, doing more for my body. I took a course in learning about hormones and how the hormones work in our bodies, specifically while we're going through that transitions and why we experience all the chaos. So I decided that I wanted to make it professional, but I was still under a lot of stress at work and a lot of overwhelming situations and demands and still a lot of confusion. I mean, I was dealing with one symptom, feeling a lot better, but still fully not 100%. I ended up in short-term disability. My body just gave out on me with chronic stress, fatigue, insomnia, anxiety, depression, which is all part of perimenopause, getting into menopause. So while I was on short-term disability, I decided to take a course in becoming a holistic wellness coach to be able to learn more on how to recover my health. And also, because I have learned so much about how to reverse some of my symptoms, I wanted to get better at it and what natural solutions out there that I could use. And that's how I came upon becoming a coach, because I wanted to do it for me, but also to help other women not encounter a health breakdown like I did.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yes,
Yes,
I know when I went to the doctor, they said, oh, it's normal. You have to use to it. I said, no, I don't want to use to it.
This is a common response that I've noticed that a lot of women have gotten when they go to their GYN doctor or regular doctor. And the reason for that is the doctors are not really, when they go to school, they don't train them much about women but the women menopause, specifically menopause, they don't learn about that. And if you look at it, most of the studies have been done on men back in the day. So now it's in the recent years that more studies are being done on women, but back in the day they were mostly on men. And of course, a man's body is totally different than a woman's body.
Yes. And
Yeah.
they usually don't have solution, and they want to prescribe something, but I didn't want either
Yeah.
some hormones or something like that to use. I I I also try to find something natural to 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 my symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm like you. I've never been one to take medication just like that. And I wanted something natural because I definitely don't want to take medication that is going to give me an increased risk of cancer, right? So who wants to do that? And the body is powerful, right? The body is powerful if we only give it the chance and we learn and empower ourselves with knowledge on what that is and what do I need to do. So doctors can only their first thing is prescription because they're just trained in acute conditions to take care of something, that just to give you a band-aid, but they don't really get down to the why of things. As a holistic wellness coach, I have to go to the why. Why is this happening?
Yes. So, what do you recommend usually? Some lifestyle changes or just diet?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I totally believe that it takes a complete lifestyle change because the lifestyle you had up until the point of transition no longer serves you. And here are the reasons why. Lifestyle, if you're a busy woman that is constantly on the go, 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 and piling on your plate, and you can't say no, you got, work, school, maybe homework with the kids, an event here, an event there, what's going to happen is your adrenals are going to be producing cortisol to keep your body. So there will be an overproduction of cortisol, and stress is now what controls your hormones mostly during menopause. So definitely there needs to be a lifestyle change that encompasses diet and nutrition, changing your ways of eating to whole foods, foods that are nutritious for the body, away from sugar, because you do not want to do sugar. Sugar just inflames the body. You definitely want to detox the body, reduce inflammation. Those are those are my number one tips: detox, reduce inflammation, change your diet, and you definitely want to manage your stress and process stress out of the body and not keep on so much of a busy lifestyle that you don't have time to rest and give your body the rest that it needs.
Yes, whole foods. I think the same. I changed everything. I changed my lifestyle totally.
Yeah, and even working out, because if you work out too much, puts more stress on the body. I remember when I was transitioning into perimenopause, I couldn't lose the weight and I didn't know why. I was gaining more, so I worked out harder, put my body more under stress. And it was like, no, that this is one of the reasons why we don't lose the weight, because cortisol now is
It's high. Yeah.
it's high. It influences insulin, which is also high. You become insulin resistant. It tanks progesterone, which is your anti-anxiety, anti-depression, calms you. It eliminates hot flashes, helps you sleep. Cortisol is really controlling a lot of that while we're in that transition. So we need to work out smarter where we don't put the body under that much stress.
Yes, I also try to lose my weight. I go to run, and I know now it's not good for weight loss. So
Yeah,
because I didn't usually run, and when I started, it I made cortisol more. So I
yeah.
know now I know, but then I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's all in hindsight, right? The wisdom comes from the hindsight, because for me, it was also the same thing. I was like, why can't I not lose the weight? So I kept working out more and harder, and I kept gaining the weight. And not only that, with the overproduction of cortisol, you also can, since you're constantly overproducing it, that can lead to adrenal fatigue, which is not a medical condition, is not recognized as a medical condition in the medical world, but in the functional medicine world, it is. Your
Mhm.
adrenals will get fatigued, and a classic sign of that is sleeping 2 or 3 hours, waking up and not being able to go back to sleep. And it progresses from there, which is what I had, but it was diagnosed as chronic stress, right? So
Mhm.
I had to implement a whole regimen to support my adrenals, bring down stress, plus everything else that we talked about, those lifestyle changes, which also includes sleep, making sure that you sleep right as well. Because if you don't sleep, it only triggers your hunger hormone and makes you
Mhm.
hungrier, right? When we don't get a full night's sleep. So it really is a holistic approach to midlife and the transition into perimenopause, because there's just so many areas that you need to target and bring back into balance.
Yes. And how to reduce, because I think cortisol, it's also make inflammation in the body,
Yes.
and insulin also. And how to reduce that inflammation?
Well, one other thing, there's several things that you can do. You can do water with lemon to start detoxing the liver, because the liver is a major organ. You want to start with what you eat, right? The oils that you cook with. You know that there's foods that are estrogen mimickers, and those estrogen mimickers, which is kind of like synthetic estrogen, especially here in the US. I don't know about the over there in UK, in the London, but the agricultural practices here are not the best. We don't have minerals in our soil or anything. So it's all inflamed, all sprayed with chemicals, pesticides, insecticides,
Mhm.
and we're ingesting that. So we have to be careful with the food that we're eating. We try to go organic as possible. You want to use oils that are not inflammatory. You should only be using coconut oil or avocado oil to cook, and olive oil for your
Olive
salad
oil.
and everything
Mhm.
else, because all the other oils, they tend to cause inflammation. You
Mhm.
definitely want to, there are supplements that you can take to help reduce inflammation as well. Fasting reduces, also helps to bring down inflammation, because there's a tons of study out there that talk about how beneficial fasting is. And there's one particular one, it's called the autophagy fast, that
Mhm.
if you fast 17 hours or more, is repairing your cells. And you definitely want to bring down that inflammation. And fasting is one of the fastest ways to do that, because inflammation in the cells means that there's a membrane surrounding each cell, and nutrients won't be able to get in, or the little bit of hormones that your adrenal is making, now that you've transitioned, right, from your ovaries now to the adrenals, are in charge of making your hormones. Those hormones won't be able to get into the cells, as well as toxins won't be able to get out.
Mhm. And beside the oils, the fat oils, what foods we need to avoid also?
Oh, definitely you want to have the cruciferous fruit, vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower. You definitely want the flaxseed, chia seeds. They're really good to bring down inflammation. You have definitely want to make sure that you target taking your vegetables and broccoli and your Brussels sprouts. Those are really good to be able to bring down the inflammation. Nutritious food, anything organic where as possible. There's another flaxseed, chia seed, hemp seeds. All these seeds are good in bringing down inflammation as well. And those are the ones that come to the top of my head at the moment.
Yeah, are you doing fasting?
Yes, I am currently fasting. I fast around 16 hours every day, but I alternate. Like one day I do 13 hours, 16 hours. The other day I did 18 hours. Because inflammation is the number one reason. Like you said, stress causes stress. Inflammation is the number one reason for diseases. Inflammation is also the number one reason of all the symptoms, most of the symptoms that we experience in perimenopause and menopause. The hot flashes is definitely coming from inflammation in the body.
How much hours did you say you are fasting usually?
Well,
Yes.
usually it's 16 hours, but I vary it that way the body doesn't plateau. So the other day I fast 18. Before I fasted for 2 days, I did a water fast for 2 days, and it was tremendous how my body felt. My brain was just so clear, was so healing to my body and my cells. So usually they say, build your fasting muscle. You have to build your fasting muscle. You can't just jump into a fast without starting small. You should at least start fasting 12 hours, including sleep, right? 12 hours and then increasing it a week later. I usually keep my clients 12 hours fasting for a week, and then next week go up to 13 hours slowly. That way your body gets used to it slowly. There's not a drastic change, and your body will adapt to it and instead of reject it. In this way, you won't get sick because you could get nauseous, you could get headaches if you're not building it properly. It's like building muscles, right? You got to build
Yes.
that fasting muscle. So you start off with intermittent fasting from 13 to 15 hours is intermittent fasting. And then in those, when you break those fasts, it's always good to break it with a good fat, right? Like almond butter, your avocados, your nuts. It's even more beneficial if you do longer fasts to break your fast with fat. But if your intent is to build muscle, then you want to break it with protein. That way you build your protein as well. There's ways to use fasting that depending on what you're targeting, but even a 24-hour fast is beneficial to help your digestive system. It recreates new cells. New cells are regenerated. And anyone with digestive system issues should try or reach to have a 24-hour fast.
Yes, I usually uh, fasting 16, 17 hours or so, and I recommend to my clients to start with 12 hour or so,
Yeah.
uh, to reduce it to every second week, let's say a little more.
Yes. Yes. It's healthier. They're gonna get used to it. It gives them their body time to get used to it, and it starts kicking the body out of insulin resistance.
Mhm.
Because if there is an inability to lose weight and you're still fast and you're fasting, then there's insulin resistant there. You need to fast longer to bring that down more. And also with the help of supplements, natural organic supplements, you can bring that down as well.
Mhm. Um, I sometimes I'm making 2 days fasting.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome.
Almost 2 days. It's usually 3 hours less than 2 days.
Yes, yes, yes.
But I think it's
That's
so
amazing.
good because I feel so more energetic, and I don't feel like I'm hungry because I don't know, I maybe because I decided that I won't eat. I don't care if somebody eating beside me because I decided I won't eat.
Yeah, and it's really, if you look back at our history, hunter-gatherers back in civilization started, they would go days without eating. There was days where they feasted, where they were able to hunt and get food, and there were days, maybe months, God knows how long
Hmm.
without going without food, and they survived. So, and fasting was beneficial. So if you look at it, our body wasn't designed to be eating all the time.
Yes, like now, every few hours, usually people eat something or just to put something in the mouth.
Yes, and that a lot has to do with companies, food companies that are, trying, they have their own agenda and promoting that you need to have 5 foods a day. And in reality, if you're having 5 foods a day, you're really not letting your body tap into fat burning mode because it's always going to be burning sugar. So when you fasting allows your body to go now deep into and tap into the fat stores, right?
Yes, and to start autophagy.
Yes.
Um, and can you tell me something about progesterone? How can we raise that, or just to balance when we are in menopause?
Yeah, well, progesterone, definitely you want to make sure that you're not stressed out because stress tanks progesterone, right? So if your lifestyle, you definitely want to do breathing techniques throughout the
Mhm.
day, right? The iPhone has a feature where you can take every hour on the hour. There's a minute that you breathe in and do mindfulness. You could do breathing. You could do 30 seconds every 30 minutes or 1 minute every hour. Do yoga. I'm a yoga body instructor and soon to be a 200 yoga teacher. Do yoga, do
Yeah.
stretching, do stretch, stress is not meant to stay in the body. It needs to be able to an outlet, work out, go for a walk, right? So there's ways to do that. Now, another way that you can increase progesterone, there's is taking yams. Wild yams is a natural food that increases progesterone. There's also essential oils that increase progesterone. There's creams that produce, helps increase progesterone. I use when my progesterone levels are low, I use essential oils from Young Living, and it's specifically made from wild yams. It's
Mm.
100% pure, and it's the best little, I take that with me wherever I go because if I'm going out to eat, you bet that my hot flashes are back with a vengeance because I'm eating out. I don't know what's in the food, what ingredients, what
Mm.
oils they used. My hot flashes come back the next day like a vengeance. So I take it until I detox my body again so my cells could go back because I'm already so used to fasting, so used to eating my food and keeping my body in a nutritional state that when I do eat outside, then I can feel it. So there's progesterone oils and creams that you can, the natural, that can increase the level and help you. And of course, wild yams.
Hmm. And essential oil from yam. How do you taking it?
Well,
You.
the essential oil that so I partnered with two wellness companies. One of them is Young Living that does essential oils. And if you want, I could send you information on it and you could take a look at it. These are little oils that you just put on your hands, on your wrists, or you put it in between your thighs, or you put it in your ovary area. And by the second time that you put it on, you put it twice a day, your hot flashes, you don't have
Wow,
any discomfort. All the women
amazing.
yes, all the women that have purchased this little oil has been great. And then I partner with another company for skincare that does not disrupt the endocrine system. So since I'm holistic, I'm looking at things even for skincare, because us women, you know, as we transition, our skin gets drier because estrogen goes down as well. So you want to be able to maintain that moisture. You want to be able to keep your skin not get so dry. And then this is a company that uses essential oils for also for the skin and does not disrupt the endocrine system, which is the type of products that we want to put on our skin, being the largest organ. And one of the other ways to reduce inflammation is also watching what you put on your body. Makeup, perfume, creams, they all have chemicals, and all of that is absorbed through the body, through the skin, I mean. Inflammation,
Yeah.
toxicity. Yeah.
I also look always the ingredients, not just in foods, but
Yeah.
on creams and shower gels everywhere.
It's a must. It's a must. Yeah, because I've already switched to natural soap. I don't use soap to wash.
Me too.
Although I love those gels that they smell so good, I don't use it because that's being absorbed in the body, you know. Another way to, you know, reduce inflammation is also Epsom salt baths. That
Mhm,
reduces, takes out toxins out of the body. So that's always
mhm,
good to do every, you know, here and there, once every week, or however your schedule allows. It's going to be very beneficial.
mhm. So um, what would you say to my listeners? What is your advice if somebody is in perimenopause?
So first of all, I want every woman to know out there that being into perimenopause or menopause does not mean the end of your life or the end of your chapter. Look at it as an opportunity to recreate yourself, which is what happened to me. I recreated myself. Even a new career came out of it. All that discomfort. And you know, you after being a mom, a sister, a daughter, a wife, a partner, whatever that is, this is your time. I mean, we should always take care of ourselves, and self-care should be our priority, right? Self-care, self-care, self-care. In menopause, that takes it to a new level. You have to come first, because that way you will start giving your body the nutrients it needs, the love and care that it needs for you to be able to still enjoy a beautiful, fulfilling life. I hear so many women saying they hate their bodies, they hate their life, and it saddens me because there's no reason to. Life gets even better if you just know that there are natural solutions out there that you can do. You be patient with it. Some things work faster than others, but you can definitely reclaim your health and well-being, and you're going to be thriving in this new chapter of your life. So that's what I have to say.
Yes, thank you.
And
And
thank
I
you.
have one more question.
Yes, absolutely.
Uh, what would you advice to yourself if you could go back in time, let's say 10 years or 15 years? What would you say to yourself?
I wish I would have been able to, although I've always started to my fitness journey since the early 20s, after my second son, after having my son, my second pregnancy, I started taking care of myself and eating a little better. But I wish I would have been more proactive into eating more nutritious foods not so much processed food or the McDonald's or the pizzas. I mean, it's okay to have once in a blue moon, but not it be the priority or the main meal, because you will have a smoother transition. And I wish I would have had that, because again, my transition was so chaos that I ended up in short-term disability. And a lot of it had to do with my lifestyle, but mostly, you know, my lifestyle and not paying attention to the signs that my body was giving me. So I wish I would have paid more attention when I wasn't sleeping my full night's sleep. I thought it was just, oh, you know, I didn't do nothing about it. I thought it was just something that I don't know what, I don't know why I didn't pay attention to it. And usually we keep pushing our body through and ignoring the signs and the symptoms until our body gives out. So I wish those two things, that I would have taken more care into what I was putting in my body, on my skin, and definitely pay more attention to the symptoms, so I could have prevented my health breakdown.
Yes, because there is natural way to change it.
Exactly.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, thank you. It was a very good conversation. I hope my listeners will learn something from it and get inspired.
Thank you so
And
much for
very
having.
thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure. I hope I've given your audience so much added value in their journey. And that if, you know, if you need anything from me, you can always reach out. I'm here to answer any questions.
Yes, I will put your uh, websites and
Yes.
Instagram and
Yes.
everything, and
Thank you so
they
much for
can
having me,
reach you.
Sheila. Thank you for having me, Sheila. It's been great.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
so much. Bye-bye. Great conversation.
Bye.
Bye.